Hello friends, I am Nikita. I am a national instructor and a chess trainer. Welcome to our YouTube channel Chess Kaksha. In today's video, we will discuss about martial attack, which is one of the variation of Ruy Lopez. So let's start. It starts with e4, e5, and f3 and c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4 and f6, castling, bishop e7. This initiates the closed variation. Black develops his bishop and preparing for castling. Then white will move re1, supports the e4 pawn. If black tries to play d5 and knock out the e4 pawn, white rook will get open e5. Then black will move b5, attacked on bishop. Then bishop b3, black will castle, protected his king. There are three possibilities for white: a4, d4, c3. If white move a4, it will be anti-martial, and if c3, it will be martial gambit. What is martial attack? Martial attack was discovered by one of the America's strongest player, Frank James Marshall. In 1909, Marshall was recognized as one of the top players in the world. The martial attack is one of the most important opening in all of the chess theory. It has been played by many of the world's most top players. So let's see. White moves c3. White's intention is to control the center with quick d4. Black will move d5. It is the main move that constitutes the martial attack. The idea behind this move is black sacrifices his e5 pawn for a strong attack against the white king. Then e cross d5. It is the main move here. If white move d3, then d cross e4, d cross e4, q cross d1, r cross d1. If white move d4, then n cross e4. That's why e cross d5 is mostly played. N cross d5, n cross e5, n cross e5, r cross e5. Now we have the initial position of the martial attack. The d5 knight needs to be either moved or defended. Then the best move is c6. But Marshall himself originally played nf6 against Capablanca, aiming at ng4 and bd6 with an attack on h2 pawn. Later it was discovered that the d5 knight sits on a fine square and should stay, then bd6 and qh for attack. Then white will move d4. This is the most natural move and this is the main line. This is the most popular way of fighting the martial attack. Then bd6. Black will move bd6, attacking the rook. The rook has to come back. These bishops are monsters, pointing directly at the king side. Then the next move comes qh4. White pushed back his rook. Now black forces weakening of the white's king side. White king side has no defenders. So how should white deal with the threat on h2? With g3. White established a solid triangle of pawns to limit the black's bishop on d6. If instead white played h3, so what will happen? Black could sacrifice his bishop. B cross h3, g cross h3, q cross h3, when white will escape with a draw. But g3 also weakens the light squares around the white king, but it is necessary here. Then black will move qh3. Black has an initiative against the white weakened kingside position. be3. This developed bishop and protecting f2 pawn and allow knight to d2. The main alternative is the rook lift. So let's see if rook e4 is coming. Then what will happen? White moves his rook for a fourth time and put it on exposed square. The purpose of the move is to prevent bg4 and preparing rh4 to force the black queen to get out of the white's camp, after which white may even go on attack with qh5. After re4, g5, this idea is black's best move. The pawn cannot be taken because after bishop cross g5, qf5, black wins piece. So be3 is good idea. Then bishop g4. Black develops his bishop by hitting the white's queen. Here's a question. White has the only move not to lose on the spot. Can you see? Yes. It's qd3. Then the queen will come to f1 to guard the g2 square. White cannot play f3. Why? We have to think that if it played f3, then bishop cross g3 will come. So after qd3, rook a to e8 will come. Now black activates his last piece. Note that if it moves bishop f3 can be met by qf1, and if it moves f5 called the accelerated pawn. This risky advance could be troubling for unprepared player. So after r a e8 and d2 will come. Now white lead in development and ready to open queen side with a4. Black will move r e6. This is the main line. Black can double rooks on the e file. White will move a4. This move not only open a file for his rook, but also he introduces threat by a cross b5, then a cross b5, then bishop cross d5, then c cross d5, b5, and queen cross b5, winning the second pawn. Black's pawn structure will be disturbed. There are three possibilities for black. It can either move f5, bishop cross a4, which is preferable, and the main line is qh5. So let's see first. If black move bishop cross b cross a4, which is a preferable route, this move looks very strange at first because black destroys his pawn structure. White now has c4 square for his pieces. Taking with bishop gives up the pressure on the a2 to g8 diagonal and recapturing with the rook. If we recapture with the rook, then leaves white back rank more vulnerable. Now let's see if it moves f5. Black ignores white demonstration on the queen side and threatens f4 and rh6. If white meets rh6 with r and f1, then bishop f3 comes and white no longer has qf1 available to stop the mate threat on g2. Let's see. If it moves qf1, then qh5, f4, b cross a4, then black wants to force white to take on a4 with rook, after which his first rank will be weakened. And if it moves qh5, black's most popular move. This move protects the d5 knight and allows black to meet b cross d5, thus avoiding the destruction of pawn chain. Black keeps the f5 square free for his bishop, from where white queen can be attacked. So this is the way you can play Marshall attack against white. I hope you understand this opening. This is very interesting opening. So please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.